Future Value Theory, a story of the value of the future, a management novel, written by Naoki Kadowaki. About this story, set in a near future where AI has taken over much of the work of running companies, this is the story of one executive who begins from a single question. The profits are there, so why am I not fulfilled? And comes to ask anew what a company is, and what management is. As you read on, a single management theory, future value, rises up together with the characters. The story is made up of a prologue, 7 chapters, and an epilogue. Woven into the chapters are the 5 elements that compose future value: purpose, capability, capital, ecosystem, and continuity. I hope you will read it not as a difficult work of theory, but as the story of one human being. This work is fiction. The characters, companies, and organizations that appear in it bear no relation to any that actually exist. Prologue: The Blank Notebook. In the beginning, there was a blank page. In the spring, 8 years ago, Sho Kamiya was 27. The single room in the freshly rented multi-tenant building was barely 100 square feet. There was no elevator. Every day he climbed and descended to the 4th floor with cardboard boxes in his arms. The walls were thin, and the ringing of the phone at the accounting office next door came straight through. From the window, all he could see was the grey wall of the neighbouring building. There, 7 people gathered. Kamiya and his co-founder, Toyama. 2 juniors from his university days, 2 engineers Toyama knew, and Saiki, still a student at the time. All of them in their 20s, all of them with almost no savings. The desks were mismatched, bought second-hand. The chairs were of uneven height, creaking whenever anyone sat down. The one thing they splurged on new was a whiteboard. Kamiya still remembers the words he wrote large across it in marker. "Change the world." Toyama looked at it and laughed. "Sho, you're aiming high." "If you don't aim high, there's no point," Kamiya said. "There are mountains of companies that start small and end small. We're not one of them." Toyama raised a paper cup of coffee and pantomimed a toast. "A toast, then, to changing the world." Back then, there was no profit, no share price, no brand, no track record, nothing. It was even doubtful whether they could pay next month's rent. And yet, every one of them was laughing. Every night they missed the last train. They argued until the first train ran. There was far more that didn't go right than did. There were months when what they made didn't sell at all. There were times he and Toyama argued nearly to the point of blows. And still, the coming of morning was something to look forward to. What should we make today? What should we try tomorrow? The nights he fell asleep thinking such things were, however poor, rich. That blank page filled in little by little. The first customer came. They hired the first employee. The office grew larger. Sales and profit climbed steadily upward. And then Toyama was gone. It was in the 4th year, just as the company began to find its footing. Toyama fell ill, was hospitalized, and never came back. He was not yet 40. Throughout the funeral, Kamiya did not weep once. If he wept, he felt the company would stop. So instead of weeping, he worked. He chased the numbers. He raised efficiency. He made the company larger. He believed that was his offering to Toyama. 8 years passed. The company came to be called the most successful AI company in Japan. Sales of 23 billion yen, a profit margin of 22%. A share price that set a new record nearly every day. For a long time now, Kamiya had not once remembered the words on that whiteboard. And then, one day, he suddenly noticed. The most important page in the company's notebook, grown so thick, had, before he knew it, gone blank again. Chapter 1: Collapse. The profits are there. 1. Tokyo, 2038. At 7:30 in the morning, Tokyo Station was, as always, filled with waves of people. The eyes of those passing through the gates faced not one of them straight ahead. What they watched was the string of news text floating on the inside of the smart glasses they wore. AI companies post record profits. AI executives surpass 10,000 firms worldwide. 87% of corporate management now supported by AI. The headlines flowed soundlessly through the morning light. 10 years ago, no one would have taken this world seriously. AI was no longer a secretary, not an employee, nor an executive's aide. Quietly, but surely, it was beginning to become management itself. Much of what people had once decided, AI had come, before anyone noticed, to decide. Earnings forecasts, personnel evaluations, investment judgments. No one was surprised by it anymore. If anything, it had become an age in which not letting AI decide was called irresponsible. There was a company at the very center of that current. Next shift. 8 years since its founding, 120 employees. This AI platform company had sales of 23 billion yen, an operating margin of 22%, and the share price that set new records day after day. It provided AI management infrastructure to enterprises, and now 1 in 3 of Japan's major firms used NextShift's technology in some form. One business magazine printed on the cover of its feature, "The most successful AI company in Japan." Only the man who led that company could not sleep, morning after morning. 2. In the boardroom on a high floor, Sho Kamiya was looking down out the window. 35. A slender frame draped in a well-tailored dark suit without a tie. His face was intelligent, but beneath his eyes lay shadows of a fatigue he could not hide. For the past half year or so, he had not slept properly. Even when the AI that managed his sleep set his bedtime and room temperature optimally, he woke at 3 in the morning and so met the dawn. Below, morning Tokyo moved without a sound. Countless people were drawn toward their destinations. When he thought that each one of them had a life, Kamiya sometimes felt a strange sensation, as if he belonged nowhere. Though he employed so many people and held so many customers, he alone seemed like a bystander, merely watching the city from inside the glass. Behind him, the door opened quietly. His secretary, Mei Takashina, came in with a tablet in hand. "Sir, your schedule for today." Kamiya did not turn around. "Thank you,"